'Twas brillig, and the slithy toves did...
You know what's interesting about
That's
it?
beautiful. That's a natural history shot, that. You know?
David Attenborough would have been pleased with that.
Here he comes.
But it was a simple statement about man and nature, I thought, with one giant foot coming down.
And here's the simple...
Wow.
You didn't get simple actors, though. This is...
No, Terry. This was the second time, you know, after Grail. See, what was interesting for me on Jabberwocky was a kind of reaction against Grail, and the need to be funny all the time, and the sketch format.
Reaction in whom?
Me.
In you, yeah. I see. You didn't like...
And so I
you
thought,
weren't satisfied with Grail.
No, it wasn't that it was unsatisfactory. It's the fact that here was a chance to try to do something more narrative.
Yeah.
And actually tell a story, which is something we really hadn't played with before. In fact, it's much more conventional.
Which is what me and this actor here were doing with Ripping Yarns, which we were writing the very same year, 76, as we shot this, as trying to do something in a narrative form.
And this was, this is around the time, Jaws was out there, I think. So the idea of that was, we just lifted it.
And there's Terry thinking he was going to be a prominent character throughout the film.
Yeah, but
or at least directing it.
But we get rid of the other director.
You just kill off the Terrys.
What was funny about this is just the effect Terry can have on me. And his enthusiasm and his belief in whatever it is that he's believing in at the moment. Because we were shooting this in the high shots from the Monsters POV.
I just say that costume is so fantastic.
Well, that's Hazel's work.
Baseball hat, medieval baseball hat with a badger skin,
But these shots coming down like this, we were setting up, and the day was ending, the sun was getting very low, and we had to do this quickly, and we had this big cherry picker there to do it. Cherry picker was in position, I was ready to go, and Terry said, what if we just moved it over there, about 20 feet over there? Wouldn't it be better? And I said, no. And went back and forth, and eventually we said, okay, fine, just keep Terry happy. We moved it. Of course, it didn't work over there. And we get back, and this shot here with him dying is done with the last bit of sun. We're scrambling like mad, moving this machine, sticking Terry up there, and killing him. And
killing him very convincingly, with real feeling, I think, Terry. Now I know why. I wonder why you killed him so well. And Terry does die. Well, look at that. What a sacrifice for a fellow director to give your body.
You know what happened in America with this? The end of this shot, they wanted this trimmed. The censors wanted it trimmed because the grisly nature of it.
Yeah.
And I kept saying, the point of it, if you trim the end of the shot, it becomes more grisly because the shot is saved by the comic bag of animals eating each other.
Yeah.
But they couldn't see that. It must be shorter to be less offensive.
Well, maybe they thought that animals eating each other wasn't exactly comic either.
They didn't mind that. It was a skeletal figure, all gutted and devoured.
It's like in A Fish Called Wanda, and that's when we ran over the dog, and there was a bit of blood, as there would be when you run over a dog, and the Americans asked us to reshoot that without blood. You could still run over the dog, could be completely squashed, but no blood. Anyway, that was
a bit of Bruegel.
That was much later.
This is Bruegel up here, because that was kind of what one was trying to do, is to do a bit of Bruegel that moved, and I got completely ripped apart by the New York critics because they felt Bruegel and Bosch were these fabulous artists and not at all interested in scatology and bad behavior, which the film
if you look at Bruegel, what sorts of things going on, bottoms being shown.
Yeah.
Oh, look, there he is.
Who's that? Young man.
Young and...
Whatever happened to him?
Haircut by your wife.
My wife, Maggie.
Your wife, Maggie.
Yeah.
Gave me that little haircut, made me look young when I was in my early 30s.
Really? You don't look it. And now you don't look it at all. So you're late 30s.
Yeah.
You know, the story intrigued me about this character, because I kept thinking some kind of middle America used car dealer, and a guy with no dreams at all.
Yeah. That's right.
The height of his ambition is just to have a shabby little shop somewhere selling mediocre goods.
Yeah. But didn't it was all about modernity, the new way of doing things, and craftsmanship was just a sort of slow way of spending your time, rather wasteful. Yeah.
And that's what, in a sense, the film is about. It's the idea of this rather unambitious modern character caught up in a fairy tale where he gets the princess, half the kingdom, but it's not what he wanted.
Yeah.
His dreams are so mediocre and banal.
Yeah. Hence all that sort of other sincere stuff about this stuff with Warren. Like Travel Sunday, yeah. It's quite nice. It's sort of Python way we treated the past, wasn't it, really? Present-day characters with present-day obsessions set sort of 500 or 600 years ago.
Burned his teeth.
See, this is the first joke
It's a great
about
dental movie.
Dental things, yes.
Great tooth movie. And ironically, I was having some quite serious dental treatment at the time, because as you can see here, it's missed it.
A weak jaw?
No, I just had some periodontal problems, and used to have a sort of, well, you can't tell there because they've been sort of blacked out, but I was definitely having some treatment for the teeth, so I got the part. And
see, all of this, and this is, was all done on the backlot at Shepperton Studios.
Yeah, that's right.
Because what we had at Shepperton Studios was the old Oliver set from the musical Oliver, which was still standing, in which we were able then to revamp and turn it into a medieval place as opposed to a 19th century place. And this is like 100 yards away. This is all houses now, because when you were part of the consortium that owned Shepperton,
yes.
you sold it off, didn't you? Or was it before you came in?
As a result of making this film, where I got very dirty every day. I used to spend an hour every morning it's quite clean at this point, but later on I got very dirty. There was never any hot water. I kept complaining to the Shepperton board. Eventually someone else bought Shepperton and said, Michael Palin's been here and he's very, very vocal about conditions here. And I ended up on the board of Shepperton Studios, as you rightly say, as a result of this movie.
And now all of this you see here is a housing estate.
Exactly. Not my fault, I tell you. That was Clive Hollick, now Lord Hollick, who was the man who bought it. And this is the water in which... was it Sanders of the River and all those things? Was the back lot.
This is
Sanders
still in the
of the
back
River
lot.
was shot.
There's a little bit of stream that spreads out into...
And the African Queen was shot on that little bit.
Exactly.
And here's Annette Badland. Great cast of...
No, as far as comedians, it's the
This
greatest.
is the nearest we got to a sex scene, isn't it? Oh, no, there's more sex later on.
The terrible thing is they had Annette put on weight for this part as well.
Oh, God.
She was already, well on the mark.
23 stone.
But this is the stuff that I think
this is yeah.
I'll come home from the shop, we'll have supper together. Hey, Roger, what are you doing?
I think wasn't one of the actresses really upset about that? I thought it was disgusting that we had a little boy, we were abusing children even then.
Yes, the full frontals of children were only 10 minutes into the movie. Yeah, children don't wee into lakes.
I'm in a better position to marry you, but say you'll wait for me.
I just love it because it's so awful. And
I
poor
know,
Dennis has no eyes, he's blind, he can't see anything.
What I love is you've just had the peeing and now you're about to have the rubbish, but there is something
we get more,
even more scatological to come. I love the family. They're continually sort of obsessed with evacuation. Oh, there's a death.
And that's it. What's weird, a lot of people don't seem to think that the head and the bottom are connected. There's something weird about the
his
architecture.
head's turned around 360 degrees to his bottom, that's it. Yeah.
It's Mussolini taking
That's
a
a sort
shit,
of early
isn't it?
Linda Blair, that is.
But it is Mussolini, isn't
Yes, it is, yes. Oh, sorry. Have you heard the Italian version of it? I mean, it must be rather good.
Your way, Mr. Fishfinger. Yes, what is it? A man's got...
I mean, the cast is quite extraordinary when you think this Olympus of British comedians.
Every British actor. That was anybody, but is Terry J the only other Python in it? I can't remember.
No, that was it.
The others sucked, did they, or just weren't
It was
asked?
only just those under 6 feet were allowed to be in this film.
Sort of economy.
Now that's
of
not
costume.
Annette doing that. We had to double it that day, so there was a normal-sized person that had to look
That's
larger.
lovely, actually. Where's this? Is this Shepperton as well? No, that must have been...
No, we were somewhere
we went to
Wales by now, I think.
Wales,
right?
yeah.
I think that's...
Are these all from Bruegel, these images?
Yeah,
are actually taken
nothing
from
original. Like it's all stolen, lifted, and then abused.
Louis Bruegel, the famous
This
film
comes, the
director.
death scene is something a friend of mine in the 60s, who was a folk singer in America, she told me about a scene like this when her father died, and on his deathbed, he suddenly started spouting out how much he had hated her all his life.
Oh, really?
Completely denounced her.
So that's
where this came from. I was absolutely obsessed with that story because it was unbearably cruel. And so we...
Visuals by Bruegel, script by a friend of a folk singer.
Yeah. No, I mean, Chuck Alverson, who co-wrote it,
yes.
we were sitting
Charles
out in
Alverson.
Wales doing all
Blessed
of this.
be his name, yeah.
Yeah. And just trying to write a silly thing. I still think what's interesting about the film is it's not
that's
completely...
Caravaggio.
Oh,
isn't it?
totally.
Look at the lighting in that. Caravaggio.
We should be in the Royal Academy
Yeah.
with this. But no, they think it's cheap jokes.
Anyway, what are you going to say about this scene? Was it of interest?
Nothing anymore. Yeah, that's about it.
It's a great scene. It's a very funny idea.
You know what was funny about this? There was a screening once of the film for some Dutch exhibitors, and for whatever reason the soundtrack had been left behind, and we watched the film silent. And it was so beautiful. I mean, it was like Caravaggio. It was a stunningly beautiful, serious piece of art. And then you hear the dialogue and it's all jokes.
Speaking. You should have told me that at the time. I wouldn't have to learn the bloody thing.
It's such a weird, because it seems to me a transitional film, because there's still so many Python gags in it, or Python-like gags, and yet we're doing something that's pretty straight on many levels.
I always thought that, if anything, there were too many gags in it, it looked so wonderful. And occasionally we did sort of modern gags, which perhaps jarred a bit. I didn't tell you that now.
Well, thank you, Mike. Now you've done it publicly. Everybody's listening now, hearing this. No, is there anything else you want to tell me while we're here?
Most people aren't listening, just this one person who bought this bloody thing. He's listening. And that was your problem for buying it. Most people ignored this one.
Now we're going to go quiet for a bit, are we?
I don't think we're allowed to. It's very biblical, isn't it? Wonderful
It's
beer.
nice being here with you, Mike. I wanted to say that. It's been a long time since we've been together.
Yes, it's a good excuse just to get together, isn't it? Just to run this film and have someone record our innermost thoughts about life, death.
Yeah, he's dead now. They're all dead. Most of the people in this film, except for you.
Lovely actor.
Yeah.
Because I'm taking it with me.
Dad, I don't understand.
Don't understand, you damn ninny.
I mean, is that how you wanted me to do it?
No, there was no directing it, if I remember correctly. No, you were a Python star, and you were going to do it your way.
Well, you didn't know what to do with that. You just let them do it.
I was still trying to learn to speak English at that point.
And if they said anything to you, you say, "Oh yeah, let's have a go at that."
Yeah,
that was it, wasn't it?
No,
you trusted, and we thought you were trusting us.
No. I just didn't have the guts to stand up and say, "I don't know what's going on."
This is nice coracle, beautiful looking
a coracle.
stuff.
How many people watching this know what a coracle is? Would you like to explain in detail?
Well, a coracle is that excrescence on that man's bottom on which he's sailing through the water.
No, that's a carbuncle.
It's also an amphibious vehicle.
Aren't they? Were they totally Welsh or just sort of border the Welsh marches? Is that where the coracles come from? Or they?
I don't know. I just thought they were sort of Celtic, pre-Roman. The people who invaded Britain, I always found people with coracles.
Yeah. I love this food stuff and the fact that you get this potato, this thing that continues to rot and grow at the same time, that becomes the symbol of your undying love for the wrong woman.
Yeah.
Griselda, you do care. A keepsake.
It would have been funny if we'd taken most of the jokes out and see. It might have been funnier.
Most of the jokes. I'll find one that I think we should take out.
You really hate, eh?
Up to now, it's doing all right. I always liked the beginning of the film. Actually, I liked the end too. It must be in the middle.
It's a bit in the middle, yeah.
Well, I'm not in so much.
There's a couple hours in the middle there.
Yeah. You shot when I wasn't there.
Terry Bedford was the cameraman on this, who did Grail as well. And Terry was one of the great cameramen. He'd been trained by Ridley Scott. And had he stayed a cameraman, he would have been as good as they come, if not the best. And he's become a director of commercials. This we built it, again, these interiors are interesting because we had so little money. We built this one corridor is all we could afford, which we kept shooting in different lighting conditions in different ways. And there's one shot when you look down it, and it wasn't long enough, so I went down to the end and painted a tiny perspective door at the bottom of it. But it was the arches were literally just pieces of plywood. There was no depth to nothing. And we got, John LeMessurier, who...
This, as I remember, cost about double... Grail.
Yeah.
But still less than £500,000.
No, I think wasn't it
400,000?
400,000 pounds.
I think it was something like that. Oh, brilliant! It's just one of my favorite.
Well, Max Wall and John LeMessurier were wonderful. In rehearsals, they started doing this thing, which wasn't in the script. They were behaving like they were a couple old lovers.
Yes, yeah.
And so they keep referring to each other, my darling, and things like that. It's very funny.
Softly, and John LeMessurier sort of throws it in every now and then. It's a little aside, slightly camp.
Yep.
And he was just a wonderful actor. He was the master of the throwaway line. Both of them are dead. And wasn't Max a lovely guy to work with, too?
I mean, Max really invented the silly walk. On stage, when he used to do his professor character, it really was the silly walk. And one of those faces that was really carved like a gargoyle. That's what I always thought with Max, that it was a living gargoyle, that face.
And I can remember when I was quite young, there was a scandal involving Max Wall, and he got taken off for some theatre performance because he was too rude, because he sort of stuck his bottom out suggestively. And he'd never really done movies before.
But he, in a strange way, Max was blacklisted for several years here, wasn't he? Or just was he pushed beyond the pale somewhere?
I don't know. I wonder if that was because of that.
I think so. I think there was a scandal.
Theatrical act.
And I think it was, I can't remember the group, it might have been The Who or one of those that started using Max as their opening act. And if it was The Who, which I'm not sure, I remember one night he was being booed by the audience and wanted the musicians to come on, and Pete Townsend, or whoever the leader of the group was, came out and said, you respect this man, and you laugh because he's brilliant, or we don't come on.
Yeah.
Only the Lord knows.
And
Well, that was good, because, he obviously went through... His career went through a bad patch for some reason, but it's...
what's interesting about this, with these sedan chairs, we did those, and we wrote them more as a gag, with no sense that they were historically accurate. And it was only after we had done it I found an engraving, in fact, that they were being used like that.
That's a good fall. Hey, it's quite a bit of economics in this, I remember in the script, wasn't it? You had to have a degree in medieval economics to know exactly what was going on here.
Do you remember when we went to Taormina on this Sicilian film festival?
Yeah.
And afterwards, in this press conference, they thought this was a diatribe against Thatcherism. And they said, actually, no, does the beast represent communism? And everything had to be symbolic and metaphorical. But it really was very much against Thatcherite principles.
But you don't want to say that, really, do you?
I did,
out.
but
did you? You did that because she was such a lovely lady who asked you the question. No, anyway. Oh, John Bird, still alive.
He's still alive. But these sets...
This is all Shepperton, wasn't it?
And we had no money, so only the bottom 8 feet of the walls is plaster with stone shapes, and the rest is black velvet. And we made these light boxes, to create those windows up high. And they were in perspective, but there was no set, basically.
The costumes look so lavish. Do we get them on the cheap as well? They only extend 3 foot up their bodies. Underneath that, he's wearing Gap.
No.
I mean, it just shows what you can do. The costume's what you see most of all. In the background, you can't quite see what's there anyway. Just light it well. It still looks convincing. Nice shaft of light there. Look at that.
If you do shadow, I mean, look at it. Half the screen, more than half, is black, so your imagination has got room to flourish. Or not, as the case may be, for those without imaginations.
And this turn off now.
What's interesting with Hazel Pethick, who did the costumes, I mean, I would do cartoon sketches, and she could translate them into something that was believable. Because I love the idea of Max, these layers and layers of clothes. It takes days to dress him each morning.
Yeah.
But underneath it all, he's like this little larva. And it's this baby. He's wearing nappies almost.
Yeah.
But once you get all the layers on, he's regal, after a fashion.
No, I mean, that's what's so cheeky about the first time you see him on the bed, wrapped up there. He's like a little baby. And Max he must have been 70 or so when he played the part. Yeah. He's got this little, very, very smooth white skin, isn't it? It's like a little baby's skin again. It's like he's going back to being a baby. But he's never really convincingly regal, but that's what made it sort of funny.
It's one of the great voices, though.
Yes.
Help us, sire. The monster is ravaging the countryside.
And I love the way that Max and John Lemaire are always together. It's just like, actually, Dad's Army when John Lemaire was with Arthur Lowe. He was quite close to him. He always took up position at the man's shoulder, so you can always upstage somebody if you're behind.
Do you remember The Scaffold? With
Oh, yes.
Paul McCartney's brother and John?
Oh, gosh, that's right. John Gorman, yes, that's right.
So we had ancient musicians as well.
Yeah.
From the great green beast.
Right. The side I saw was a dirty yellow.
But there was always
Julian Hough on the right there.
Yeah. Now, the principle of this film was always about the tiger at the gate, forcing things to extreme and bringing out the worst in everybody.
Yeah, yes. You like that?
Well.
Oh, it is good. But it's everything's falling apart.
But this is, I think...
Monster nears the
when we're making...
castle.
I kept talking about trying to do Gormenghast for years.
Yeah.
And having read it, and I think a lot of that is in here, the idea of a castle that's never finished, it's always crumbling.
Yes.
The whole regime is sort of... is described by the architecture.
Yes, look at that sort of dust and rubble left around, and yet they wear these rather grand outfits, which at one time must have cost a fortune.
We scoured the sets in the previous one with those columns and arches. They were from another set that we bought. There was, I think, a German production of The Marriage of Figaro was in Shepperton, and when you finish a production, you've got to pay good money to have people tear up your sets.
Yeah.
So we bought all the sets, I think, for 5,000 quid, and then adapted them. They were wrong period; it didn't matter.
Well, do you remember there was a great rubbish tip at Shepperton, which is where I got a gun, which was on the submarine used in Land That Time Forgot. And I kept driving past it and said, what's going to happen to that? Oh, it'll get thrown away. I said, well, I've got 2 young boys. They'd love that. And it was brought round the next morning. It was in my garden. So anything you can find in Shepperton rubbish tip. And this is where?
That's
This is one of our
Chepstow
Castle.
Castle, yeah.
Brian Pringle.
Ugh.
Great.
I think what's wonderful about it is, the textures of this film. People keep saying they can actually smell it. I remember people being very offended by the dirt, the constant dirt in the film.
Yeah.
And there was somebody in New York at a screening, at one of the test screenings in New York, fat, pimpled, acne, awful creature, who came out really angry because everybody in the film was ugly. And they weren't real. None of them were real. So every time he looked in the mirror, he saw Rock Hudson, obviously.
Yeah.
And I think the dirty teeth. Nobody had really done dirty teeth at this level before.
No, that's right. Yes, it was as if dental decay was something that just people lived with until about middle of the 20th century.
Yeah.
Oh, this was the bit I remember. This is where I get let into the castle and had to drop my drawers.
You don't get let in, but you do have to drop your drawers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Your first...
And I said, oh, yeah, you've got to say, show us your legs. He says, that's right.
Yeah.
And I remember saying to you, well, if I drop my drawers, I've got nothing underneath. Because Hazel says that they didn't wear underpants in medieval times anyway. So it's just going to be a bare bum shot. And you said, oh, just do it. And at that time, I was really quite worried. And there was, this was a castle, and it was open to the public that day. There were coach tours going by, watching us filming. And then a whole line of extras up there. And I'd never done anything like this before. And after I did it, I felt an enormous liberation.
You wanted
I've
to
been
do
dying
more.
to bare my bum ever since. But this was very early mooning.
Coming
Where's
up
it come
almost
up?
any moment.
Yeah.
This is what happened with Uma Thurman when I got her to take her clothes off in Munchausen as Venus. She's
you
done it
chat more,
subsequently.
don't you get them
All of you actors.
Yes, almost medieval, so you will have no knickers.
But that's interesting because we must
just
have been
said-
prepared for it. No, we weren't. We weren't
Well,
prepared
you
for a bare
weren't.
bottom, no.
You weren't. I don't think anybody there knew.
That's far enough.
Brian Pringle.
Legs
Yeah.
all over your legs.
Ah, that's it, yeah.
This is the moment.
So this is the moment. This is an
This is it.
epiphanic moment
Yeah.
in my life. There's a liberation for
See,
a tight-assed
it's-
English
it's
public. Well, you'll see the tight-ass in a minute. You can be the judge of that. There it was, you see.
Oh, bold stuff.
Yeah.
No.
Not good enough, though.
And we did about 3 takes.
Yeah.
And each take, the crowds of old ladies from the bus tours would come a little closer. No, enough of that. Stop bragging.
Now,
Let's-
actually,
now
we're
onto some-
in Pembroke Castle now, in the Keep, which was this only circular keep, I think, in Britain, in Britain, including Wales. And all the floors were gone. I just love the idea of them down at the bottom of this long
It's,
tunnel.
again, it's a bit reminiscent of Doon Castle in Holy Grail. I mean, they make wonderful interiors, these castles. How come we were allowed to use this when on Holy Grail we had terrible trouble getting permission to do
Yeah, 'cause probably-
sketches in castles?
It wasn't Monty Python.
No,
It
that's
was a
right.
serious...
Whatever Eric Idle might have thought. He had the T-shirt, didn't he? Jabberwocky, the next Monty Python film.
This is the worst thing about when we were trying to sell the
was
film in the
just jealous.
States. We were determined that it wouldn't be deemed a Monty Python
Yes.
film. And in fact, it was one of the sad things about it, because where Python was known, the film got rather mixed, if not bad, reviews, because they were expecting more Python, with 3 Pythons involved, and the Middle Ages. And that was a rather naive assumption on my part that we wouldn't get torn to shreds for that. But in
Yes.
countries where they hadn't seen Python, they just, loved it.
Like Poland.
Germany even.
They certainly must have respected him. You're right, Castle. We'll hold a tournament.
I like all the bits of rubble everywhere. That's quite a nice touch. He's still got his sort of table manners in the sense, the way they eat and
Max has got this wonderful tongue thing he does in here, which I loved. He started doing when it's like a real old man, the way he uses his tongue. And it comes up, I think, à l'outrance.
Yeah.
But look at that face.
A plaisance. Where did Passilieu come from? Was that historical?
I don't know, we dug it
Get
up
these
somewhere.
names, yeah. Where did Dennis come from? I never knew why I was called Dennis.
We probably knew somebody called Dennis who was a bit like that. Yeah, the tongue.
To the death.
Oh, yes.
He was so proud of that. He
Yeah.
worked on it.
I like the way, again, John Lemez calls him Bruno, not your honour, my lord or anything. Bruno.
It was very long-suffering,
It was
the
a
whole
lovely
thing.
Deborah Fallender.
Yeah. American, she was.
Yes, and she was another of your finds, was she?
Yeah, I can't remember where we found
Never
her.
seen her.
Yeah.
I think she
Used
the
actress exchange.
She was driving the bus to the location.
Yeah. There's another character in here who plays, one of the nuns, Gordon Kay.
Yes, Gordon
Who
Kay.
then turned up later in Brazil as the man at the desk at the ministry.
All right.
And then,
Despite working with you, became a star in LOLO.
sunk to
Famous
real
sitcom.
depths. I think it's that middle depth when you sink to that you don't make it. But if you go low enough, you become a big star.
Yes.
We were in the middle range, the third way.
Yeah. That's what. Ooh.
Father, Sister Winnet
But
went
it-
out last week.
I mean, she was struggling a bit with an English accent. Maybe she's just gone for making it American. I'm not worried.
Maybe. She's probably the maddest person in the film. The film seems to be full of mad people, or deluded
Yes.
people, more to the point. And she is the most deluded. This girl who sits in a
Yes.
castle dreaming of a prince,
Yeah.
and she's the one that believes in fairy tales, basically.
Yeah. But now she'd be, I think people are quite worried about her psychological state, wouldn't they, really? Well, most of these people, but her particularly. Some sort of arrested development there, Terry, isn't it?
Yeah. She obviously read too much. I think our rain effect is a little bit,
She's like a sort of doll,
yeah.
slightly animated.
Well,
Oh,
Barbie doll.
Max, he took his teeth out, didn't he?
That's right,
That's
yeah.
the thing, before each...
No, but that was
Came
one
off
of the
it,
things
takes
I
his
remember
teeth out.
casting the film. I kept asking people, do they have false teeth, and if they'll work without them. That was a key to who got into the film. No, but Max would sit of an evening down at the bar of the hotel he was staying at in Shepperton and hold court.
And he was much admired by young ladies. Always had a stream of females. Do you remember
Yeah.
after him?
Actually, I remember who was
Joan Lee.
Stan Lee, his daughter of Marvel comic books, was a Max Wall groupie.
Absolutely. She just followed him everywhere, and he was very polite and
No, I think he was.
told stories. But I think at one time he said, she'd almost turned him homosexual. He said at one point. Here we are. Now, this is when it got very nasty, very wet.
This
That
was miserable.
horrible. That's just sort of
I think one of the.
torture of the actor.
But there's your sprouting
Fire
potato.
brigade.
I mean, there's something bizarre about the whole idea of this potato being so important to so many people. People are
Yes.
starving to death.
Yeah.
And you're clinging on to the one
Yeah,
thing that
yes.
they eat for a week
Yeah.
on it.
But also
know.
it's become a love token too.
Yeah.
It's like a heart I'm carrying around. Looks a bit like a heart.
Well, it became like that. It
Yeah.
became a really Catholic kind of heart after a while, with rays coming out of it
Yeah.
as it
Oh, yes,
sprouted.
that's right.
I wonder if I could have some of your soup.
Rain is awful to work in, isn't it? Was it? I can't remember. Was it? It was incredibly cold. wasn't it?
Yeah, that was pretty nasty.
Yeah.
And it looks like a night shot too, so it's probably...
What do you think?
I think we should poke an hour.
I mean, there's nothing worse than doing night shooting in the rain, in the cold, and it goes on and on and on.
I mean,
can't remember.
I can remember discussing filming with Eric and John, and this is the bit they just could not conceive how anyone would want to do a performance which involved being, made wet for no reason other than it, said so in the script. What was the point? And actually, once you do it, suddenly this whole scene with these, well, you actually do want their bread, their bloody water or whatever. It does make you feel, please, let me get near the fire.
But that's really it. I mean,
It
that's why I
kind
mean,
of-
fighting with John and
kind
Eric
of
is
helps.
impossible, because that's what the mood of the thing is: utter misery, despair, awfulness,
Yeah.
and water pouring down like that certainly does the trick. You know, the character that was at the gate, which pops up shortly, the one that I played, was
yes.
originally going to be Dudley
How
Moore.
could I forget it? Well, really?
Yeah. Dudley Moore is in our search for every living British comedian.
He couldn't take his teeth out, so he didn't get a part. Sorry,
He, at
Dudley.
the last moment, dropped out, and I had to fill in the gap. And it's
How did he drop out? He probably got so famous. It was very famous around then,
Was it?
Pete and Dud, weren't they?
yeah.
I loved all this tension stuff, very good.
There's
No sign of a monster, but there's a presence there. It's Jaws, isn't it? So
Yeah.
let's tot up the influences so far. Jaws, Bruegel,
who else?
the folk singer friend of yours.
what the David Attenborough and nature films as well.
Yes, David
Yeah.
Attenborough, Nature. Oh,
Okay.
wow.
This is it. This is the
Yes.
performance. This could have been
Yeah.
Dudley Moore. And would he have done it like this?
No, I think he'd
See.
have He wouldn't have done that. Dudley would have made a joke of that. He wouldn't have just hit himself in the brick. I think it's a foretaste of the jailer's assistant.
Yeah. No, I think that was it. It really got me excited about being a movie star.
Yeah, you're always rather good at these underplayed characters. A bit subtle. Yeah. Beautifully written out. It's an interesting echo of the way you got rid of Terry. You got rid of yourself.
No.
Very good.
No, there's...
Any more Terrys around?
No,
Terry Bedford.
all the
Terry
directors
Bedford,
are dead. He got fired in the middle of the film.
That's right, yes.
We had a big
Why
fight
was that?
one day. I can't remember. See, there was a problem because...
He took so long to light everything. That was probably it, and we didn't have the money.
But there was a thing that they couldn't understand, and Terry was sort of leading the pack of crew members who felt there were Python millions to be had, and they should have been going into the production. And there were never Python millions.
In fact, it was a bit of a, as you say, a bit of a millstone. The Python, the sort of Python connection didn't really help us a great deal.
I love this. The Dawn Chorus.
Yes,
the Dawn Chorus.
Yeah.
See, that really makes people wince.
Yeah.
Wince. And yet
Still,
it's so natural.
It's disgusting.
Well, it's
Can't
man and
be
nature
like it.
again. You see the themes, the underlying themes, man and nature.
It's not natural to pee on someone's head from top of battlements.
Well, I don't
but
think he was
still.
aiming. He just happened to be in the wrong place.
All right, but it appears from the way you've edited it. Oh,
then
God.
we have to do all the bodily functions now.
Yeah.
We have to go from number ones to number twos. It follows as day follows
Why
night.
can't you just leave them at ones? They know what's going to happen.
That was Bill Harmon, the head of construction.
Right, yeah.
You know, one of the other things we were talking about, you know, at Shepperton there, where there was this great heap at the back where we could get things. At the same time, Blake Edwards was shooting a Pink Panther film with Peter Sellers, and they had built a castle, and they had built catapults and everything.
Yeah.
They also had built a sewer set, which we were constantly stealing from this bonfire at the back, and Blake Edwards, you know, got really pissed off, thinking that we were, you know, he was going to see his sets in our film, which we would never have allowed to be recognized as such, and they started burning all this stuff. They literally burnt thing after thing, including the catapult, which we needed later on in the film. So we had to build our own.
So we'd never see Blake Edwards films. Well, am I also right in saying that at Shepperton they were beginning to build Alien there? They're going to shoot Alien? Was it during this? Ridley Scott? And we wanted
it's quite possible.
I think it was. And I remember you saying, can we have a look at the set? Or maybe 76 was a bit early. But
what they were doing, not at Shepperton, but they were doing it at L Street, was shooting Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
And we were constantly getting crew swapping back and forth. And they all seemed to love working on our film. They all hated working on Star Wars, saying George Lucas didn't know what he was doing, on and on, until the two films came out. And guess who wore which T-shirt?
Yes. But they'll still remember that was the one they wanted to be in. There was...
You've got something about Graham Crowden who's about to appear.
Yes, Graham, another great British comedy drama actor. He had to do all this stuff, didn't he? And he could never get his words right. He'd get almost up to the end and then forget it, and there'd be this tremendous procession, incredible complex shot, and he'd get nearly up to the camera and he'd just get to the end of it and he'd forget his lines, and all these people have to go back and get trampled on again. It was just poor man, because it's like it increased his nervousness because all this was going on, you know, and he knew what another take would result in. Here he is trying to get the things together.
There's an incredible collection of people in here. There's Christopher Logue, who's got the spaghetti, who's a great poet.
Ken Colley, who played Jesus in The Life of Brian.
Exactly.
Here he comes. Brilliant. He's just made to be a flagellant, isn't he?
Absolutely wonderful. And Bob Raymond, who used to be in some of the Python shows.
Bob Raymond, that's right. And there's... it's Madonna. I can see that Madonna is a very young Elvis Presley in the back there, smiling. I love this guy here with the face squeezed up. He's marvellous.
Yeah. His face was like that. He wasn't actually squeezing up.
So to avoid embarrassment, you
comes
gave
the brilliant
him
Derek O'Connor, who then turned up in Brazil as Bob Hoskins' henchman, the two repairmen. And Derek, he's also in Time Bandits as the leader of the Robin Hood gang.
Yeah, that's right.
What's interesting about Derek, after this part, every time we gave him a part in one of the films, he had a lot of dialogue, and he would always somehow get rid of it. So in Time Bandits, he got rid of all the dialogue and had Maid Marian do the dialogue, or Marian. And he would make these terrible noises.
Now this is Gerald whatever his name.
Yes.
He was in Great Expectations, a television adaptation as The Convict, and he was terrifying when I was young. I remember that face meant terror, and he was a terribly nice bloke. And I actually got to act against him.
He also was in Time Bandits as well. But this is one of my favorite scenes, if not my favorite scene in the film, because I love the character Watt Dabney.
Yeah, that's right. And
he comes from a Hieronymus Bosch painting, and in one of the vast sort of the big triptych with the Garden of Earthly Delights and Heaven and Hell, everything, and in the middle of it is a man sitting there with a piece of linen in front of him and a severed foot. And that's where Watt Dabney came from. I love the idea of this guy who's eternally optimistic, but does the most awful things to himself, chop his legs off. It doesn't matter because he's pragmatic, he's practical, he's got to move on.
I love the city at the moment. It's full of it's the dot-com revolution. Everyone getting new ideas for making money, and chopping the leg off, the foot off. It's good.
And I love the fact that
the guilds. Now, this is all historically accurate, isn't it?
It is.
Give us a...
No, it's all about guilds dominating things and keeping people out of work. It was very. This is sort of anti-Thatcher, anti-union, everything, all at the same time. Left, right. We hated everybody. These statements, swinging statements we were making. But I just love this.
This is it. I did for weeks, nearly starved.
Yeah.
I thought of this.
Yeah.
And he's so convincing because he's not comic. He's totally believable, and that's what I love about it.
Yes.
But the situation is so utterly ridiculously absurd.
Yeah.
I think it's a one-man business, really. Well, what a golden chance.
Yeah.
Was that your ad-lib? I think it's one-man business that you may have ad-libbed that day.
Oh, gone. It still stayed in?
Yeah.
Wow, despite the...
Now we have not only Neil Innes behind John Bird as the drummer, but we have as the trumpeter Sandy Lieberson, the producer.
Oh, yes, that's right.
The problem when you're making a film, if a producer's done his job right, all the work has been done in advance. So when you're actually shooting, they've got very little to do but sit around and get nervous.
Yeah.
So it seemed best to keep him occupied.
Yes, give him a reason for being nervous.
That's right. So not only was a trumpeter, but later on he became the guy running around with a smoke machine. When you see smoke in the distance, it's Sandy, the producer.
Yes, I remember he's very hands-on. And there's Neil Innes, Python, the seventh Python.
Is it?
The stage show. Do you remember just before we shot this, we'd done the stage show in New York? Python at City Centre, 1976. It was a hell of a year.
We were busy and active.
We were busy boys, taking advantage of every opportunity for employment. Neil, this was Neil ad-libbing, I think.
Yeah,
probably.
no, this whole thing with it was Neil's idea. But I love the fact trying to create crowds with no crowds. So you got 6 people walking in front with baskets back and forth while they're standing in the corner of the castle.
Goes on a bit, this bit, I think.
Yes, it seemed at the time we were stretching the limits of timing.
I think the sooner I come in again, the better.
We didn't have any coverage on this one yet. We just had to keep going and going. It was brave stuff.
You didn't do any cut-ins at all?
No. Time and time again on this film, it was like that. Yeah.
It's in the director's book, page 3. How to divide a scene up into
But it's not necessarily in the producer's book, which says we have no money.
You believe do you believe in comedy being shot in wide shots, generally speaking? You don't need, that's actually...
That is a cut in. We could have used that earlier, couldn't we? But that was the second camera. That's a 2-camera shot. No, at this point, I was believing, all the things that John Cleese feels, that comedy has got to be done in wide shots. And so I took it to the limit.
That was just because John only wanted one, going to be done once, really. Close-ups meant having to turn up again for another half hour. Oh,
the jousting.
Lovely jousting, nice night work.
It was really hard trying to get these huge horses. We wanted the biggest, the Clydesdales, monster horses. And the nights, this shot with Max and John and Deborah was shot back in the studio. The rest was done in Shepperton, and we ended up having to do it at the end of the day, and it was
this was done at Pembroke, was it?
This is all at Pembroke,
right, yeah. I seem to remember there was a man whose job it was to pull the knights off the horses at the end of the joust. It would go the jerker off, wasn't he? He had to be
the jerker off. Yeah. No,
jerk him off now as he goes forward. You see it.
Well, some of them when they're on a cable at the end, which is the thing that pulls them off the horse.
Yeah. I'm sure there was somebody deputed to do it.
Bill Weston.
Bill Weston was the stuntman.
Who had doubled, I think, for Peter O'Toole in Lawrence of Arabia, or something much later than Lawrence of Arabia.
With a lovely girlfriend, I remember that.
But what was interesting about the joust and all the helmets we've got, because people laugh at some of those helmets, and they're all genuine. We did serious research on this stuff, and all those crests are real.
That could have been a Kleenex tissue, but no, you chose it.
No, it was a 17th century piece of underwear.
Yes. Drop your knickers.
And there was a guy named Terry English who was the armourer.
See, he's about to be jerked off in a moment.
We're going to see a jerk off?
Yep. Oh,
no, that comes later, but this is a comic.
That's great. That is very good. This joust, I remember seeing this and thought, this is...
It was like, the strange thing about it, it's cartoon-like. It's actually taking cartoon ideas and making them, real or not, as the case may be.
But, set dressers' dream. The design of this was amazing. Who's that? That was Millie and...
Yeah,
Millie
Roy
Burns
Smith was
Roy Smith, yeah,
and Millie and Hazel on the costumes. I mean, so much of the stuff was as in Grail. It was done with the cheapest of materials, and a lot of stuff is painted rather than being truly textured. These soldiers' outfits all came from David Hemmings's Alfred the Great.
Just a sort of jackdaw of films, just borrow anything.
That was the only way we could do it, is to be utterly shameless. And this is the
Where
one
did we get all the crowds from? How could we afford that many people? Did we just get them for a day and get them?
No, they were out in Wales, and they were paid a pittance, hardly anything. It was quite extraordinary in those days before minimum wages took over and ruined everything for filmmaking.
Everyone apart from the Welsh.
Yeah.
Oh, no, not too bad.
This is...
it's a sort of industrial clang of it all. Oh, that's a jerk-off.
Yeah.
That's very definitely.
He's on a cable. Now, what's interesting about some of that stuff, I remember the jerk-off didn't work several times, and Bill was becoming more and more embarrassed, more and more flustered, more and more crazed, because it's very embarrassing when you've got hundreds of people there and your stunt doesn't work. Yes. Now, in this particular one, he's supposed to fly through the air. Well, that's all you get.
Yeah.
And then that's a jump in reverse. We shoot a lot of things in reverse and upside down. And that, of course, is lying flat on the ground. But you see the wires, it's awful.
I couldn't see the wires. You can't see the wires, everybody, don't you worry.
This isn't the day before wire removal, digital wire removal. We actually show the wires.
The great thing about DVD is you can slow it up, you can have a look, and you can show them how it's done so they can do it themselves.
There is in the film, in an earlier scene, just to give a clue, camera equipment actually in the shot. I won't say which shot it is, but there's a pile of camera equipment for those who want to, go through the DVD in detail.
Have we missed it?
Yes, it's come and gone. It's in the first half of the film. We'll give it that. But I think what's funny about doing it, I was still still an animator, and again, they're kind of like animation jokes. And you were
I was that little cutout that you used, but except I moved of my own volition, so you didn't have to sort of move me yourself, frame by frame. Woo!
Always a cheap gag.
I got paid 6,000 quid for this.
Did you?
Yeah, in instalments over a period of 12 years.
That's more than I got.
Harry H. Corbett, one of
Steptoe and
the great
Sons.
British situation comedy actors.
There's a really bizarre story, because Maggie, my wife, was doing the makeup and hair, and she went to Harry's house to get him measured up for, a wig or whatever he might need, or to cut his own hair. And she went there and she talked to him about cutting his own hair the right length and growing it a bit longer and growing it. And he said, that's probably would be a good idea, but just in case, maybe it's worth getting a wig as well. And as she's doing this, she's realizing he's wearing a wig.
Already?
He can't grow his hair. He's wearing a wig. And it ends up going down to the wig manufacturers, and she got down there early and discovered that he does this all the time, and they have to cover up for the fact he's wearing a wig, and they ended up putting a wig over his wig. So all the time you see him in the film, he's wearing a wig over the wig, rather than let the world know that he's a baldy.
Yeah. He just looks like a man with extraordinary 3 layers of hair on his head. Derek Buse?
No, Rodney Buse.
Rodney Buse.
Rodney Buse.
Sorry, Rodney.
Yeah. But again,
Brian Glover on the left.
We were running out of money in the armorer's shop, and so all of these, that's the wheel that the flagellants were using. All the pieces are bits from other sets all squeezed together. This is also the inn, the tavern that you see later, are the same walls. Derek Deadman.
Derek Deadman, yes.
The best.
Great. There he is, doing a wonderful bit of physical acting. Beautifully coordinated. It's a funny moment, this. Let's watch this in silence, shall we?
In respect.
In respect.
The terrible fact is he was getting his fingers hammered by that kid by mistake, time and time again.
Jesus. Yeah, now for real.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is good.
And I remember when we had to destroy this whole thing, we had one day to do it in. One day, and we just destroyed the set.
Yeah.
And it was amazing because at the time everybody said it was impossible to do, and there was no way we couldn't do it.
Yeah.
But in this one day, we just had everybody pushing things over, knocking. Now you do this. Now throw that. Throw something down from there, and it works.
I love the knights being sort of hoisted up like automobials, you know, so they work on them from underneath. That's
that was the whole idea, like oil change.
It's a car body
under
shot,
the
isn't it?
codpiece.
Really? Yeah.
And he empties his bladder.
Oh, now, just looking at this has reminded me of smoke, Terry. You used an awful lot of that smoke, which is now illegal, isn't it? You burned it out of those little sort of incense things.
But this was Catholic smoke. But now,
but isn't it illegal? I mean, hasn't given people
only in
sort
America,
of terminal diseases?
Yeah, I think it's nonsense. It's
How long have I
no
got
worse
to live,
than
Terry?
asbestos.
Tell me, come on. But there's a lot of every shot. You had to wait for the smoke to be wafted up, and we all coughed our guts up, and then we got on with acting. God, it was hell.
The Catholic Church did it for 1,000 years, and nobody died, did they?
Well, yeah.
Oh, they did.
Yes, they all died.
Right.
Eventually, if they didn't die quickly enough, they asked them difficult questions and then tortured them.
Your wig is good
like
too.
That's my own hair, and those are her own breasts.
I was trying to work out what my next move would be, that's all.
His eyes. This was a great honour for me to act against someone who had been in the other half of Steptoe, and it really, it really meant something. It's a superb. Steptoe was such a good series, and he was a clever actor.
What was it in America?
He took acting very seriously.
Yeah, I know.
And he used to turn up at the read-through in a suit, things like that, and thought that film acting was a little bit sort of, because he'd only been in carry-on films, I think, and he was a bit embarrassed about that. He really would rather have been doing King Lear or something.
But he constantly kept referring to the fact that he was a classic actor.
Yeah.
And this comedy, this television stuff.
Oh, God, another famous carry-on actor there, Bernie Bresslaw.
I mean, literally, it's like the entire British comedy establishment is in this film.
Yeah. Shows how desperate they were. Oh, she's doing a bit of plucking.
Oh.
Very symbolic, that.
I think so.
Is there some sexual significance there?
Like plucked bird. See, this is all.
I've always quite enjoyed eating while acting. I quite like that. Never don't do it enough.
It takes your mind off. You did that in Brazil too.
Did I?
Yeah. Oh. In the scene in Mum's.
Oh yes, that's right.
Yeah. Your sandwich in your mouth.
Yeah, that was. I could act then.
Yeah. You see this Ethiopian bound there, that shit is strange, mummy-like character. I found it somewhere in some medieval book.
Yeah.
And I think it's supposed to be some Abyssinian or Ethiopian religious nut.
Great. Just happens to have drifted in from the desert. Well, and
did you get injured?
He's probably not allowed to drink, so that's why he's there still. Yeah, it was actually quite physical.
Right.
I remember saying to Harry, "No, throw me, really." Oh no, don't. No, go on, throw me down. And of course, when you ask for that, people eventually do.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work if they.
No, they can't be too
it.
polite about it. You've got to do it.
Yeah.
And it's it's very simple, cheap stuff. At this point. Boom. But time is very important. You see.
No.
It's sad.
Oh boy, is this a sad moment? Oh no, Mr. So-and-so.
Yeah, but look at these faces. We spent a lot of time with extras just finding faces. I think the teeth thing came from years of watching Rock Hudson and Doris Day as a kid.
Oh,
I hated
his teeth
these
everywhere.
perfect teeth, yeah. It was the most anti-American statement I could make.
Yeah, yes. Dirt, for a start, was sort of very anti-American
the teeth.
at the time, yeah. I remember I used to come up in the morning and was there. Sometimes, an hour when they made me dirty. It's ridiculous. You get up in the morning, clean your teeth, come in, spend half an hour having your teeth covered in black paint. Stop.
Speak up, I'm a busy man. Yes, that's what I want.
I love this. There's some wonderful moments. I love your face in some of it. This ridiculous little man.
Yes, rather self-important, sort of pooterish character.
Yeah.
Yes. Wants to improve himself, but there's no real... Yeah.
It's very funny.
Yeah. Saw all those years of acting with John Cleese as the shopkeeper, sort of... it's the annoying character, isn't it?
No, but it's coming. It's your face when Bernard's got you. It looks, like you're genuinely terrified.
Not here. Not here. Where is she? She's what? I don't know. Maybe she... And where's that freak?
You sort of boss.
Well, he's quite a sort of big man. There's no way. Oops. Yeah. I think that was a... I think you told me to do that.
Was it? Did I?
Yeah.
Is that directing?
Yeah, I think that's a bit of directing. And
See,
I just wanted to get away early, so
that's really
I
why I
agreed.
cast you in the part. You're the only python
It's a
who
malleable python.
would listen.
Yeah. The other python didn't want to direct. Either a direct. No, this was yeah.
But it was extraordinary because I could ask these incredibly famous, for me, famous and wonderful actors to do the most awful things, and they would do it without complaining because the director asked them to, and they took directions.
Yes, because they've been taught to at RADA. These people are all, as you say, kind of...
Cartoon.
Yeah.
And those moments I'm not
so
sure
happy.
about anymore.
No,
They
I'm not
just
so
look,
happy with that. Because the reality of it works so well.
Yeah.
When you do something that looks a little bit sort of stylised,
It wasn't meant to be stylized. It was just the way
Yes.
the special... Look at there.
Yeah.
Watch the eyes in this. This is a great bit of eye acting. Completely... No.
Public streets. Disturbing.
No, but it's like the problem with things like that is because you've only got a very little amount of money, you've got one chance to do it. And if it isn't right, you don't have time to go back and do it properly.
But I mean, you'd seen it as a cartoon game. Perhaps it wasn't. You could equally not have done it, just have me fall into it or something like that. But so it was actually you trying to sort of capture a cartoon moment, which is, in your previous incarnation, you hadn't quite made the transition.
No,
Being
that's
a
absolutely
very promising cartoonist to a fully fledged genius,
a less
which you've become
promising
later
director.
in your life.
No, but
What other films have you made?
Cleaning,
they're all
cleaning.
dirt
We're
in all your
obsessed with
films.
cleaning ladies. Everybody's scrubbing pointlessly. It's the futility
Yes.
of the human condition.
Yeah.
It's what that woman represents.
Yes. Oh, thank you. She should have got paid more for it, that's all I can say.
Oh, yeah. Is
She
that
was gonna
futility? Have you ever seen
represent the
futility like
futility
that?
of the human condition for 10 quid a day.
But I mean, it's like John Bird looks like something from a deck of cards.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. It's quite difficult to get glittery things broken down properly. I mean, to make them look as though they're dusty. And that's where Hazel and Charles were really good. Everything looked
No, you
sort
sit
of
there
genuinely
with cheese
dusty and
graters
well
and
used.
oil and oozing.
Yeah.
And some people get real pleasure out of it. And they were two of them.
Cheese graters.
Cheese graters, yeah. Blessed are.
Oh yes, no.
Clarify the conundrums. Dazzle us with logic.
This was Chuck's brilliant sort of writing.
Yeah.
Conundrums, coruscating
Yeah.
words like that. I can't handle the big multisyllabic words. I did. That was mine. I wrote that.
Yes, that's more your sort of style.
Yeah.
Or
I welcome.
See, there's some really wonderful arguments here about whether a threat like a beast is a good thing for the economy.
yes,
It's-
yes, that's what I mean. It is a
I majored in political
very,
science
very
in
important
college, Mike.
economics.
That's,
Oh right.
yeah. And I had taken courses in economics as well.
But you were in college for so long, weren't you? You were 34 when you left eventually.
Yeah.
They said, no more. No, I want to do garden arrangement with a special crazy paving.
There was a course in big words that I never got to.
Yes.
It was,
You and George Bush.
yeah.
Oh, sorry, President Bush.
Please, yeah.
Kill that man. What? Who? Oh. Anyway.
This is cute, isn't it? And this is again about the brutality of the Middle Ages, as I think we were trying to show here. But
Yeah.
life goes on, even in death.
What is your opinion? Your Highness. Give us your guidance.
I love
We haven't
that.
had somebody peeing on anyone for a bit. Right?
No,
What's
no.
this? We've had no peeing for quite a while.
I got that out of the way early on. It's like,
Does it come in later? No.
metaphysics and
You just used
spirituality
it to
enter
keep,
later.
keep the audience grab the audience early, and they're watching, oh God, there's going to be some more.
I don't even know if we have
Coronation.
farts. There may be the odd fart squeaking out, but I think most of it's been contained by now.
You're just toying with them.
King around here.
The king
It was one of the
around
great
here.
Important matters, special you. Surely keeping the
I
peace.
love the relationship of these two.
First things first.
Max's voice, you can't create voices like that anymore.
No.
They've been ruled out by the
Or an
EU.
Yeah. European Union, for those listening. Yeah.
Okay, yes. Is this
Alaska.
Region 1 or Region 2 DVD? Or possibly Region 3?
Oh, well, let's hope they'll all be the same when this goes out.
Silence! Now what's this all about?
A squire! You're on my back!
Calm, my man. Remember you're in the presence of your king. Can't let him go. Let him speak.
Your Majesty!
This is, see again, the workers are always foreground in this film. It's,
Yes, isn't that a political statement too?
I
That you're
think so.
Marxist.
But again, here's a special
Course you
effect.
did it.
A special effect that just goes a
University.
little bit bigger than you want. And this was time of Reagan time, where presidents were always being thrown to the ground because assassins
yes,
were. So
yes,
it's a little bit
yeah.
bigger than you want it, but
Yeah.
one take only. That was the worst thing about once that thing went off, there was no chance of going back and cleaning up the set and
Yeah.
starting again.
Cleaning up the set. You must be joking.
But
Dirtying the set again.
But
The
Max had to
proper
lie
way.
there on the ground
Yeah.
with a little tissue over his face as we poured Fuller's dust.
Yeah.
Now, I can't
Fuller's
remember if
oath.
people get this joke,
Yes, sir.
because one of you is now missing.
Yeah. All right.
Where's the other one go to? There's a momentary pause while the king considers.
Right. Then it falls upon us to find this man guilty.
Blood on
yes,
his mouth.
Yes. Yes.
Is that a
Oh,
clue?
God, it's very pretty.
Cannibalism.
Does that make sense to
Yeah.
you, viewers?
This is a tricky one, but any of you who do understand that, please write to Terry. Okay, of Terry Gilliam.
Notice
London,
there's the miniature doorway way
and
back
say
there. That's
you have
painted.
a similar mental
It's
problem.
not real. And we move from one corridor to the same corridor again and again. It's the only one we could afford.
Cobwebs, pull up your trousers,
Yeah.
Michael, because they're
See, now we've
anxious
blacked
to
out.
show my bottom again. You see, this is, you notice, this is my only motivation for the rest of the movie.
Yeah, soon Russ Meyer was on the phone, wasn't he? Shortly after this film
Said, do
came
you have
out.
tits as well? Just ass? No, I want tits and ass. Oh, I've got a friend.
I'm an ass man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we end up, I can't remember if we're at Chepstow or Pembroke Castle. We move from set to real place,
Yes,
and yet,
well,
and you never seem to
yeah.
notice.
I noticed that.
Did you?
That's real
This is a
stone.
bit like, I think this
Halfway
idea
up
was
it's
stolen from,
cardboard.
in Life
Yes.
of Brian stole it later.
Yes, right. Yeah, Life of Brian stole that.
Yeah. And
Borrowed.
I never got any extra for that staircase in Life of Brian.
You did get paid, though, for Life of Brian, didn't
Yeah,
you?
that's true, unlike this
Unlike
film.
this movie. Oh, this is a very nice moment.
Yeah. Oops.
Quite unusual, really.
In a children's film, yes.
Childish film, please.
Full
Yeah,
frontal.
full frontals,
Full
absolutely.
frontal. It actually is more full frontal on DVD than it was in the cinema. There's something about the grading we've done here, especially for...
I remember thinking this is why you become a film actor. This is one reason I want to be in films. And I think it was me who insisted on the 19th take.
Yeah.
Sorry, I haven't got my eyes right. Can she just do it again? Oh, my foot! Ah, my foot's twitching. No, let's do another.
Ladies' front bottoms.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And see, you notice the backlighting. It's all very gossamer,
Yes.
like very sexy.
Yeah.
And your terrible mouth and teeth. I think that was a day you'd been to the dentist again because your mouth is not working the way it used
That's
to.
makeup. It's not.
Worry about those filthy peasant rags which you will no
dear.
doubt force to don
It is
in your
rather
romantic adventure.
reminiscent of Castle Anthrax, you know. It's sort of- But I didn't write this. You wrote this sort of little
I
childhood
doubt whether anybody
English
wrote
public
this.
schoolboy's fantasy scene for
Yeah.
me.
You were very young then.
Now,
Now,
this
again,
was
we had only
great.
one take on
Yeah.
this, I believe.
There's an actor called Simon Williams, very, at that time, well-known,
Yep.
rather respected dramatic actor.
And this falls
he'd
into-
just come in for half a day, hadn't he, to
That's
be the
right, yeah.
glamorous prince. And this is all he had to do. Threw that up. Well, someone threw it up for him.
This squire.
Our problem is now we actually did more than one take, but trying to get all these bits to work properly, the
Yeah.
actors in the foreground to say the lines properly,
And
the-
that to drop
Yep.
right between them, which it did.
But the terrible thing is,
Robbing
because the set's only a couple of feet off the ground, so he's got to crouch down there
Yes,
for the
that's right,
entire
yes,
scene.
yeah. And look at that, he's barely got a head. Handsome prince.
My love.
Yeah, oh dear, that's not your finest moment on film.
No.
Or his, I think.
That's,
Oh, no, I'm sorry, miss. I can't do
I
that.
quite like this.
Can't. Oh, my prince, did I hear you right?
It's very kind of you to
It's all
ask.
those
but-
the male, what do they call it, sisters of perpetual indulgence or something?
something, we had some silly
The
name for it.
nuns.
You rescued a maiden chained.
No, but perpetual misery. Certain
Is it?
sisters of misery. We call them. Yeah.
You fell in love.
But I love this character in the sense that she's totally wacko. She's lived
Yes,
totally out
yes.
of books. She has no
Yeah.
experience in the real
No,
world.
that's right, yeah, yes. She's had a course in romantic love, a sort of...
And this terrible, boring little man comes into her life.
Yes, that's
and
right,
She's
yes.
determined to turn him into
Yeah.
her fantasy. This is
Yeah, she's had one of those romantic love phrase books
Yeah.
she's used.
Gordon Kay.
Gordon Kay.
But what's wrong with Sister
Oh.
Marion's habit?
He's wonderful.
Confesticism here we've got. Kids can learn a lot from this, and indeed
I think so.
liberal-minded adults too can find some interesting sexual guidance here.
St. Talula's Day, and by first light, a nun of the order must depart the city and lay fresh dogwood on the spot where St.
Dogwort.
Talula's
Look at that. These
Yeah.
we're throwing in all sorts of
Yeah.
medieval herbal cures. There's a lot to learn from
Yeah.
this film. A lot of
Like-
things learned
yes.
not to do this and not to do that.
No, I think Jabberwocky too would be a great idea before
Hmm.
we're all, well, we are all dead actually, but a few of us have survived this film. Could
It's just
regroup.
We will only be here in
Gordon's
in-
around.
in-
Gordon got hit quite badly injured, didn't he, in a storm in London? I remember that.
it?
A freak accident, some scaffolding came down,
Hmm.
went through his car windscreen. Of all the people in London,
St. Talula's
it's the star of a major sitcom. Anyway, there he is, and he's...
And yet he came back.
Still
He
around.
survived.
Oh,
There it
dear.
is.
Oh, my prince. My prince.
Oh, she's going to eat it.
Is this yours?
Yes. No.
Oh,
Do you want to be remembered as Dennis Cooper? Like, is this one of the
I just want to be
performances you're
remembered,
most
Terry.
proud of? Long after we're dead, these voices will still go
I'm
on,
very-
babbling over
Yeah.
the film.
It's nice to know. People could say, gosh, that was an odd career move. Yeah, I remember at the time being very... I mean, being the hero of a film, even an anti-hero, I mean,
In Latin, my love.
That's a silly
Yeah.
line. Now we're back at Chepstow. I love Chepstow with this great Romanesque
Yes.
arch
yeah,
over
that's
the
sort
door.
of decorated.
Yeah, we had to build those stairs. They weren't
Archway.
there. It's,
That would have been too convenient, wouldn't it?
yeah.
And there's a couple of
Yeah.
nights, probably members of the crew, being asked to do a bit of
Yeah.
late afternoon
I think a lot of
work.
people like working on films because they got to be actors in our films. The
Yes,
props
they did
men,
actually,
you know,
yeah,
costume
yeah.
people. Yeah. Everybody got dragged in.
Well, they always talk too much anyway, so they're perfect actors.
Mm.
No, that's
Sure.
right.
There was this idea that I had of off-camera things going on.
Yes,
Cows.
yes.
Yeah.
Save the expense.
Jerry
when we
Harrison,
get a
the
cow.
first assistant director.
Ah, now one of our local. He's in politics. Yeah, that's right. Jerry is now on a council. In
Yeah.
fact, I think he's our local councillor in charge of traffic layouts in Camden.
Fantastic.
So the film's had a profound impact on a lot of people.
Yeah.
There's Jerry.
He's good.
Oh, this is another. No.
I can't remember. He
Ah,
was-
and yes, this is you know. No, that's.
no, that was Paul Schofield.
This is Pringle. Yeah, sorry.
No, this is Paul Schofield.
Oh yeah.
And yeah.
Let's have a kiss.
See, there's Jerry coming in. This is the beginning of his political career. That
Yeah,
line.
that's right. Yes.
And what people need to know is that Jerry was in fact the man who doubled for Graham Chapman as King Arthur going across the Bridge of Death in Holy Grail.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
And now you can see him up close.
Well, you can see why he went into politics rather than acting.
I
This
love
is a
these
slightly orthodox. It's kind of Ethiopian Christian headdress.
Really?
Rather interesting, yeah.
Yeah.
You've been to Ethiopia?
No, you have. Yeah, and they wear headdresses like that.
Sort of, yeah. Very early form of Christianity. Oh, what's
Interesting.
happening here? This is getting very weird. There's
no.
Graham Crowden.
And here's the catapult we
wonderful.
had that we couldn't steal from
All right.
from Blake Edwards.
Better. That
What was interesting?
This is, it's that Russian director, isn't it? It's whatever it is.
Eisenstein.
Andrei Rublev.
Eisenstein, Rublev.
yeah.
No, it is Andrei Rublev's
Yeah.
work as well. But you know what was interesting? Bill Weston, the stuntman, wanted to do the stunt, i.e. be catapulted across the wall. And he was determined to do it. He had worked himself up into this trance, this mad trance.
Yeah.
And I kept saying, no, we've got to test it first. no, it's going to work. He knew it. There was a crane up there, the wires there. And finally we put this dummy in the thing and fired it off and splat right in the wall. It went smack. And I said, you're not going up with this thing, Bill. You are not going up in it. And so it ended up, we used a dummy and fired it over.
Oh dear.
I never met a stuntman more determined to kill himself at every turn.
Yeah. Oh, dear. It's a rather bad gag, isn't it? It's sort of, I can actually speak. I'm trying to pretend it works. I love that. Great flagellation. I love these characters. I think that
Ken ended up in Star Wars. Later on. But his best work was in our films.
Yes, I think so. All downhill. He was at Nelson at one time too on English television.
Yeah.
It's good for us because he's got a great face, a really odd face, Ken. And I think it was used full effect here.
What intrigues me about Ken is, in real life, he's a very bad stutterer. But
yes,
you put him
that's
into
right.
character as Jesus or this, and he can spout the most lengthy phrases with no stutter.
I think I can say that's because it's not him. He's being a different character. It's the way stutterers can sing as well.
So it's their own fault, then, is what you're saying, Michael. It is their fault. And they don't need help.
They have a choice. They could certainly join equity and not stutter. But, everyone has to go home at the end of the day, and it's bad luck.
So all they have to do is pretend to be somebody else, and they stop stuttering.
Yeah. But, yes, I think you have to be paid to do it. Helps if you have a film contract of some kind. Yeah. Who's that young guy with the curly hair? He's rather
Tony
good.
Adams.
He
was a striker. He ended up in a television series. I can't remember his name. Now this was going to be Bill Weston.
Yeah.
That would have been him.
This would have been you. God, jeepers! It went straight into the wall.
The first time, yeah. And it's just.
I've rather lost the thread of where we are now. This is what I call the murkier middle of the film.
Ferrato. We've moved into another film.
You've done Blade Runner, which hadn't actually been done by then.
Exactly.
You've anticipated Alien. We've seen Bruegel off, and so now we're in Andrei Rublev too.
Yeah, I think almost every film in the latter part of the century has been stolen from Jabberwocky. A little known fact.
Yeah. I think we've passed on the torch, actually, from... We are the connecting film. This is the connecting film between the early 20th century and the late 20th century.
Look at that image of her down there glowing in that wastebasket on her head, as we'll see. That was wonderful costume. That was Hazel at her best.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yes, that's fantastic.
But someone like Hazel is the most unbelievable costume designer, because she'll spend 24 hours a day putting every little pearl on herself and doing it. I mean,
Hazel and Charles are always at the end of the day. That's when they really have to work. You have to put all costumes back, send them off to be cleaned, get the ones ready for the next day. And they never went home, as far as I can remember. They were there till sort of midnight every night.
So this is where the Grand Guignol part of the film starts up now.
Yeah. Nothing left of the imagination here.
No. But it's a lot cheaper way of doing a joust to show the observers getting blood thrown all over them.
The joust looks pretty impressive because you've seen, the earlier stuff of them clanging together.
It's interesting, going back to the influence this film has had all through the latter part of the century. John Borman's Excalibur, which came later, I was told that he screened it 14 times for the crew, Jabberwocky. Nobody paid any attention, clearly.
Absolutely. That's the sort of man I am. If you can survive that, you can work with me.
But we're losing the light now. End of the day.
Yes.
Again, we had one take on all this buildup of the blood because we'd run out of time. Light was failing. We didn't have any. In fact, we didn't have any lights on this. I think we had a couple sun guns held up by hand, and we were all sort of underneath the camera throwing buckets of blood at them. And again, we didn't have extra costumes, so we couldn't do it again. We had one go at this stuff.
So no corpsing when you get hit by blood, and no one knew whether it was going to hit them.
I mean, a normal film, you'll have 3 versions of every costume at least. So, and especially in scenes like this, you've got plenty. We never had the money. There was no fat in any of this kind of filmmaking. It was what you see is it.
And again, it's just all one shot, isn't it? You didn't really have time for any. And
the light's going, and you see shadows now in the back. We're just holding up these few little handheld lights, trying to make it visible.
Now it was 83.3% or 97.4%.
Max was always struggling on these lines.
And they had to get them.
He got through it.
Wowee. And that's...
And the pressure on the actors and everybody knowing they got one go at this thing.
Yeah. This is really...
Look at that face.
Oh, that's... Hooray, they got through it. And
this was the man in that suit of armor is Dave Prowse, who is the man inside Darth Vader.
All right, yeah.
He goes on to play the Black Knight in the thing. He was our big man.
How can we prove that to DVD viewers? You just have to take your word for it.
Yeah.
We don't see him. He never gets his head out, does he?
No.
That was Dave Prowse. I know that. And he was also, before he became Darth Vader, he ran a campaign to tell children about how to use pedestrian crossings.
That's the Green Cross Man.
Cross Code, yes. And he was the Green Cross Man. And children about to cross the road, he'd come up to them and say, "Have you looked left? Have you looked right?" And he'd take their hands, and he'd be arrested.
But I
But
I don't think he did it in his own voice, because his own voice was, "Look left."
Yes.
Look left. This is a high West country voice.
Funny that, isn't it? Big butch people, they talk like that.
Yeah. I don't know. This is so silly. I can't tell whether this is great stuff, absolute genius work,
hide
or
and
just
seek.
beyond the pale now, totally. I don't know. It's so funny watching the film. There's parts of it I just love, and other parts I'm exceedingly embarrassed about. I don't know which it is I feel about this.
Will you tell us when we come to them?
I know. I'm so flustered.
We have
by
to
the
guess.
I think it's only right.
This is a nice idea.
But it swings from such such sort of real and a
that's
bit
right,
dangerous
yeah.
into absolutely childlike.
Yeah.
Or childish, I think was the phrase he used, wasn't it?
Chosen a champion. Can you see who it is?
I think perhaps you could have cut away more quickly from the hide and seek. That's perhaps possibly.
Right.
I don't know.
No.
I mean,
See, there's hardly any light now on them. The light's gone. No,
makes it look even more like some hideous accident.
There was I remember at the time, because I was doing it in the animation, I was trying to stretch the moment as long as you could to see what you could get away with. There was always that thing, you don't know what the limits are until you've gone beyond them, and then it's too late. And I think there's several moments like that in Jabberwocky.
Yeah, if you're the director, no one can tell you. Could anyone tell you? In the end, no one really told you. No one
No, well, that's what you want editors to do, is say, this is crap, it doesn't work. But they had such respect for us because we were so successful in those days.
Who edited this?
Mike Bradsell.
Oh, yeah.
And then we re-edited it.
I see.
Yeah, sorry, we don't want to go into that.
There's Harry of the many wigs.
I think he's got a third one on this moment.
But he was actually such a nice person to act with, because he was genuinely, there was lots of anguish there.
Yeah. No, I love this little hat with the little medallions on it, the little pins like kids collect.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Remember, we did this all in one shot. We just said, we could just do it. Again, we were running out of time once again, so it's one shot for the whole thing.
Yeah, and rather vital it's because all that that was my costume for the rest of the movie. Oh, yes. That's good. That's a nice moment. The icon throbbing. You really think something sex is going on next door, actually. No, it's in here.
Look at the wonderful.
Count the wigs there. No.
He's got her wig on. She's got his.
There are 16 wigs shared between 2 actors.
Vigils.
Yeah. They're just magnificent pictures, Terry. I have to say that is a wonderful. Oh, look at this little
Isn't
baby.
it the sweetest thing?
Yes, it is. Look at this sort of cellulite there, but still not to worry. You see, he's 70.
There's a sweetness out there.
Yeah.
I like the night has fallen asleep as well. Everybody, a vigil, you can't keep going too long.
There we are. Oh, yes.
Oh, we'd wait for the dawns to get these. I mean, I remember this. I had a big fight with Terry Bedford because we have no set here. We've got these bars on this door in the foreground and a back wall and a window. And he was, this came close to the firing point because he was going crazy. He said, what kind of production is this? I said, we don't need anything. Bars, window, tell you the whole story. And there was this constant fight we had through the film, assuming that it should be a bigger film with more money, with more things, and there was never anything more than what you see on the screen.
And the bars and the light work really well.
It tells the story. It's complete. You don't need any more.
And it actually tells it rather well because it's got tight and adds to the sort of impact.
I quite like this scene again. This whole seduction just on legs.
Yes.
With Harry in the foreground.
Yeah.
Must have been an awful experience.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah. This is a great moment, really.
You don't really
Very,
think
very
there was
unpleasant.
wire
Yeah. I mean, again,
From
total
the-
cartoon.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
Do you? Come, let me take those off. And that. Doesn't that feel better?
It's because your expectations are you're going to go up top and see something going on.
I mean,
And Harry's look there is great.
Yeah, he's great.
Suddenly, it just gets him in time. Oh, that is so unpleasant. Oh, God.
I mean, I remember the audience just groaning, laughing and groaning at the same time.
That's
they hated
right.
it. Loved it.
Yeah. The price of infidelity, Terry. I've never been unfaithful
so.
from that moment onwards.
Exactly.
For precisely that reason. Not that I wasn't before, understand. Well, a bit. There he is. It's wonderful. Cheerfulness, indomitable cheerfulness.
Because it clearly says two things, and business has really been bad.
Yes.
But he's indomitable.
But he's seen the lad making good. That's it.
No, he's the most wonderful spirit in the whole film. What damnation.
Yeah.
And there's Neil.
Neil nervous in this doing good. Nervous
acting.
acting.
You notice the blood-stained costume.
Yeah.
We had one
I do
costume
now.
for all the actors.
There's Max making the best of his mouth and his toothless jaw.
You have proved your worth on the field of honor. And now
Look at
you
that,
must
great,
prove
the sort of
yourself in mortal combat
Upward curve of the
with a
mouth.
monster so terrifying, so awe-inspiring, so
I
horrible.
remember, thinking Max seemed very frail and very old. And he was incredibly tough on this film. The things he had to do. He, sort of, he never sort of had day's illness or sort of said, "Oh, I'm not doing that." Did he? He was just up
never.
game for
I mean, he was such a pro.
Yeah.
I mean, the great pity is that people haven't seen him on stage. I don't know if there are any records of his stage performances, if there's any videos or films.
Yeah, there's the tongue performance again. You've seen a little bit.
But he's extraordinary.
Let's see if the tongue comes out again here. No, he's too clever to use it too often. Isn't he?
Yeah. No, he's smart.
Yeah.
I love this patchwork cloak that he wears. And once more, warrior monks.
I love it's got all the elements of hysteria in it, isn't it? Violent monks, flagellants.
But I mean, it's really funny. I think if one were to do it again, I would cut out a lot of the gags and everything and just do it. It's like not having total confidence in going all the way away from Python. And
Exactly,
just,
that's what I mean. Python was actually a bit of a millstone and a bit of a sort of heavy shadow over it. And you felt if it's going to work at all, it's got to be, people expect it to be pure comedy. Good, yes, very good.
On Max, what a wonderful reaction.
Yeah.
Is that all?
Yeah. Yeah. He's so defiantly unregal.
Have the gates open.
Yeah.
Really lovely.
Yeah.
Producer once
Sandy,
again.
producer, doing action in here, the mighty gates of Chepstow Castle.
And we always had to keep the camera low because right outside is where all the buses parked.
Yes, that's right. All the buses on the lookout for another botty shop.
We just managed to hold the trees there, but beyond that is a parking lot.
Yes, and a town and souvenir shops and all that.
I remember, again, we were doing this scene. I had a huge fight because all the extras were out there getting crap coffee and paper cups if they were ever allowed off the set. And the camera crew had actual porcelain cups and tea brought to them on trays. I was having terrible problems. I mean, with attitudes.
Yeah. These things matter more in films than you think.
This is the first time the Jabberwocky starts coming into it.
Yeah,
The whole reason
yes. It's the
is
first time the
poem.
poems... Well, it's read at the beginning. No, it's read at the beginning.
At the very beginning.
Yeah,
Yeah. And then
And whose idea was it to have it done by the puppeteer?
I think there's mine. I just love I
Yeah,
love
it's
puppets.
nice.
I mean,
Yeah.
and it's a nice way of telling a story. You can get a lot of stuff out, or not. It's case maybe. I remember this was the chaos of trying to get the horse going, trying to get your stuff, trying to get on your donkey.
Yes.
Now, the one thing, the voice of the night,
Yeah.
in the end, is Max Wall's voice.
Really?
Yeah, we got him to do the voice of the night
Yes,
as well.
while he was in that morning, yes.
Yeah.
Now the donkey, I had lessons on horse, donkey and mule riding in 1.5 hours to do all three. Because I had to ride all three of them at one stage. So here's me doing the donkey riding.
We were lucky with the sun there and the rays.
Yeah. The donkey was actually all right. It was a mule. It was a right bastard. I remember getting on it. Just went straight for a shed with corrugated iron roof. It just went straight out. I would have been decapitated if it hadn't fallen off. Oh, yes.
Now we go with our bandits.
Yes.
George Silver.
Ah, yeah. Great. I think that's very funny, trying to light the fire. That's
Annette is wonderful. I mean, she's a great. She just throws herself into the performance. No problem. Yeah.
Shakespearean actress now, isn't she?
I think they all are. He is. He's doing Hamlet at the moment. He's doing.
Yes.
As you
Troilus and Cressida.
Yeah.
That's Cressida.
Yeah.
Romeo and Juliet. He's doing.
And one of the costume guys is in there. Where is he coming up? He's got a beard on, and he's in the crowd. Terry English is at the left. He was the armorer.
All
there,
right, yes.
coming in there.
On the left, everybody. And
got most of the crew in this shot. This was all a bit rough and not certain.
Yeah,
it's very hard to do this kind of stuff convincingly, and I don't think we necessarily did. The action is always... and this joke, I'm not
another
sure.
crushing joke.
Yeah.
Maybe one too many crushing jokes.
Definitely this one, because it's a rubber,
But I still like the idea of the knights being this incredibly cumbersome, unwieldy figures, which they must have been once you got in the knights' armour. I mean, you were far from safe. You were actually terribly vulnerable, weren't you?
No,
I mean,
because
you're
you're very limited in what you
arrows
could and
or
couldn't do.
blades, but you get easily knocked off your horse, and that would and stuck there.
Mr. Fishfinger! Oh, stop breathing, woman! Oh,
I remember Warren got very cross during this one.
Why?
Because he wanted some water.
Oh, that's right.
He got very, very cross about it.
I think he was trying to work
was a
himself
hot
up in the
day.
character, probably, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was a slightly unpleasant day.
Yeah, in a sand pit at somewhere south of London.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Strange place.
Yeah.
But I do like
I think
the
it was
family.
because it actually was a big open area, and it was quite sort of arbitrary where we were. You know, there weren't things to hide behind, so you were actually in this open space.
Yeah.
It was quite difficult to choreograph.
But it worked well. I mean, this family
The
pushing
piece.
and they're the worst family in
Yes,
the world. I
yes,
mean, they're
they
just
are, yeah.
awful beyond
Yeah,
belief.
yes.
Unbearable people.
Yeah.
And that, I'm always curious about what people think, because there's Dennis, who's a very sympathetic character, who's obsessed with trying to impress them.
Yeah, yeah.
from the clutches of those foul fiends. Easy.
Very gracious.
Yeah, Warren's Uriah, the complete family of Uriah Heeps.
Yeah.
Now.
But Annette is always doing things. She's just she's really funny. Look at this.
Yes. Mop her sweat off. Great face.
No shame at all, because she's really lovely.
Yeah.
And she has no fear of making herself look awful.
Yeah.
Porcine is the word, I believe, isn't it?
That's Max's
That's
voice
Max.
inside the night. Yeah.
Well,
And off they go. Yeah.
Griselda, Mr. Fishfinger, I've got to go.
But what's so terrible is like coming up when he starts beating you with a fish. It's again clearly a rubber fish.
You really are a big disappointment to me, Dennis.
Like the potato's getting more hairy as it matures.
Shame! Call yourself an eligible suitor for our fair Griselda. You're nothing but a vagrant.
Hold it, man. Hold it.
I got hit a lot during this film, actually. I mean, when I wasn't having my teeth blacked out, I was being sort of beaten up by almost every member of the cast.
Right.
Very corny jump there, Michael.
Yeah.
Rather bad.
I mean, it's hard with that robe. I mean, all that cape and everything. It's hard to do.
Thank you.
I think you would have had to be a professional stuntman to improve on that, I think.
Professional actor, even.
A professional stuntman gets paid properly to do that sort of thing, not like an actor.
And they never do it properly, I find.
No. There's Roger Pratt,
right.
who went on to become the DP of so many great films.
That's right. That's Roger. Was he camera operating on this then, or what?
Focus puller, I think, by this point. He moved
now
up
he's
from Holy Grail.
top Hollywood director of photography.
Yeah. Love this joke.
Yes,
that's a cartoon joke that seems to work.
Yeah, yes. Because it's quite quick, you see.
Yeah. Is that the key to
just a thought, You came off nice and quick. It was just a moment.
I wonder if people can actually transfer this DVD onto their computer hard disk and then edit it properly. Because if they can, I'd like them to send the proper version to me.
Get a distributor interested in the 10-minute version.
I'm always willing to learn, We had a problem with Peter Sellier, who plays the lead merchant there, because there was a scene when he was first introduced in the film where he wakes up.
Yes, that's right. The nose picking.
Yeah, and it was a hand. It was a close-up of a hand.
Yeah.
And the hand sort of woke up and stretched, and you just stayed on the hand. You hear the voice.
Yes, it was a hand on a lovely coverlet.
Yeah, and then it sort of scratched itself, and it went down and scratched itself in the nether regions, worked its way up to his face, and then dug the index finger up the nostril and pulled out a booger. And Peter, on the day when we would do that, suddenly a booger.
A booger.
This is for American audiences.
Okay, man.
And Peter, on the day he was about to do the scene, refused to. He said, I'd rather expose myself than put my finger up my nose. And this had been in the script for months. And the man was hired. And then suddenly, the woman who was playing his nurse or whatever, housekeeper, she joined in. She had, I think that's the most disgusting thing, a finger up the nose. And suddenly I had this rebellion on my hand. And again, no time to start, when it was cut out.
I could have sworn it was still in the film. I was waiting
for
it.
No, it's in Time Bandits.
I think we must be getting closer.
Yeah.
Oh, we were in a quarry in Wales.
Oh,
here.
yes.
And I remember I was with Julian Doyle, and we were looking for locations, and we're going up this road, and suddenly just something pulled me down this side path. I said, let's look down there. And we came into this extraordinary quarry.
Yeah.
It was just quite wonderful.
Isn't it this where you burnt lots of tyres?
Yes, which are now illegal.
That's illegal too.
We had to go to all these abattoirs to get full skeletons with meat still on them, which is very difficult to do.
Yeah.
This is not easy.
Gosh, nowadays, absolutely impossible.
Well, you would nowadays do it in foam and all sorts of, special effects people would work.
That's right. It was very smelly and disgusting.
Because as the days went on, they rotted more and more.
And how many days were we in the quarry? 2 or 3 days, I think.
Yeah. We had to go back and do this.
Yes, this is one of the things that was done at the end of the filming, at the end of principal photography. We all went back and there we are.
What had happened? We'd done this first part and we didn't finish the scene, so we had to go back and do the fight with the monster later.
Yes, that's right.
And the water in the quarry had completely changed. Everything had changed when we went back.
We will see now. You'll be able to point out what's changed. Very good location, isn't it? I mean, lots of different levels there and the sheer walls.
Quarries are fascinating because they're very graphic.
Not quite natural.
Yeah,
not quite designed.
And musically, we couldn't afford to have composers, so we have to go to De Wolf's music, which is all library music.
The way early Python was. Wasn't it? De Wolf. Where would we have been without De Wolf?
And so what we were able to do is get sort of cheap recordings because they were done in Eastern Europe behind the Iron Curtain.
Yes, yeah. That dates us.
This was a nightmare moment.
Good
sorry, it was a good moment.
Yeah.
But no, what happened was the effect, which was very difficult to do, of the knight being chopped in half.
Yeah.
It didn't work, and the horse bolted, and the thing stayed on him. This half armor dragging behind. The horse disappeared up. Yeah. And we thought we'd lost the horse forever because it was incredibly stupid and dangerous what happened. But again, no time to, test a lot of things.
This was really sort of beyond the rules, really, wasn't it? Filmmaking. This is what you just have to.
We're right at the edge of everything.
Yeah. The flesh, the real flesh, the tires burning. You shouldn't have done that, but it's a rather wonderful effect. It's actually a terrific. I remember sort of at the time I was rather keen on Pasolini films because they always had this. You're never quite sure where they were. These fantastic locations, which turned out to be sort of, the back of Italian buildings seemed from a slightly different angle. But this too, you couldn't be sure where you are. It could be anywhere in the world.
Remember you did the close-ups, some of these close-ups, and then later on the backlot of Shepperton.
Yes, yeah, that's right.
Now, there's an extraordinary shot. I wonder if I ought to mention that. It just passed. But for those who are looking at it, a few shots back, as the knight falls off his horse, if you look to the left of the frame, you'll see the whole left half of the frame is the side of the props truck.
Oh, right.
And nobody sees it on the big screen. It's just so, I think your mind is so trapped in this world that a modern thing like that is blotted out.
Yeah.
But those who paid for the DVD, I think, have a right to know these things.
Have a right to be.
Now this we skipped framed, and it all looks a little bit, because it was so hard to climb up there at any speed.
Such a pity. As soon as you sort of jump cut a bit or step frame, whatever you do, it just, especially with in a film like this.
But we were learning.
All the rest of the stuff.
Give us some space, Mike. We were learning.
Wow.
Jesus.
You're just being tough on you, Terry. You know.
I know.
Putting me through this. Now, Michael. No words, but a lot of discomfort.
But this came from looking inside, from help when we were doing Holy Grail, and John and I had to be the Green and Black Knight. Yeah. And I remember, looking through the visor and how little you see of the world.
Yeah.
And it's really terrifying. So, this scene was This is Dave Prowse in there, I believe, fighting you.
Dave Prowse, take that.
But you notice, the symbolism? The helmet?
The fish.
Red herring.
Oh, that's a pun, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Again for DVD buyers.
Pun warning, DVD buyer. Pun warning.
Now, the monster. We had a real problem with the monster because we had a special effects guy who had worked with us in Python before doing the monster, and he had a nervous breakdown. And we were ready to shoot the thing, very close, with a few weeks to go, and there was no monster. And so I got Val Charlton, who had done the Dragon Boat in Holy Grail, and we got to work. And made the monster.
Just fantastic. It's a great monster. Now, was this from the Tenniel drawing of the monster?
Oh yes, Michael.
No, I'm just adding this to your influences.
Yes, no,
rip-offs, as we call it.
The great thing is,
it's all right, he's dead, he won't sue.
A man backwards in that suit, you suddenly had a wonderful thing, because the knees would bend the right way, like a chicken's knees, which are backwards.
Yeah.
So there's a man standing backwards in that thing. Because I was obsessed by sort of latex monsters that were in all the films at that time, and the knees bent like human knees.
Yeah, very good. There he is, facing the backside.
Yeah.
There's just one man in it.
Yeah.
He must be carrying a hell of a weight.
Yeah, I know. And then the head was held by a crane. But we had two knights.
Michael Douglas, did he play the man in it?
You mean Michael Douglas?
Isn't it? Was it him or Bruce Willis? One of them.
One of them started in there.
Yeah.
It's always that thing. People don't talk about that stage in their career. Either the nude photos in Playboy or
the arse of a monster in Terry Gilliam's Jabberwocky.
Yes. Now this is on the backlot of Shepperton. And I remember that day, Julian and I picked you up. Maggie had given me your costume and the makeup. And we picked, or did she come around to your house? So we did the makeup at your house.
Yeah.
Then with the costume, and then we drove out there, and there was a chair on the dump, on the heap. So we got up on the chair.
Yeah.
I'm on the camera. You're on the ground.
Yeah.
And Julian is wafting smoke from the fire that's burning all the trash. There's a kid in that costume. We made two costumes. One, the big one, and then this small costume. And that's how you get the scale of the Jabberwocky being as big as it seems on film. And in fact,
ooh, that blood.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, all that, you collecting me, enjoying it was all made possible because we all lived in an area of 1 mile around each other. Producers, editors, whatever.
See, that was a mistake. He tripped and fell over, and we kept it in.
Fantastic.
It didn't actually. That wasn't what the script was leading us on towards. But it was such a good fall, and because it's a natural fall, we left it in.
And then, get up, yes.
And then we're a dummy.
Oh, Yeah.
Dummies make me crazy in films because they actually cost a lot of money to get one that really looks right.
I always liked in Monty Python, remember them?
Oh, yeah.
Python television shows, we just used dummies badly.
Yeah.
If we'd used them well, it would have been not so funny.
So I think that's one of the interesting things.
I love the colour of the blood and all that.
Yeah. The thing with Jabberwocky was like, on Holy Grail we were smart. We didn't have horses, we had coconuts, so everything could be more artificial and still get away with it. But in Jabberwocky, so much of it is so believable that the less good stuff really sticks out.
And that's why I think actually it vindicates not using horses, because horses do slow things down a bit. I mean, they look great here, but
Oh, you would have
comedy,
been doing a
good.
great performance, except that horse is holding you back.
Yes, exactly. I didn't want a horse to upstage me.
Yeah.
But horses and armour do they slow things down a bit, and still, that's a good moment. Oh, yeah.
And on they go. And just because all the favourites come back. And it's pictures at an exhibition being played.
That's right,
Yeah, it's
Mussorgsky, yes. And there's the man who wouldn't pick his nose.
But this character was all based on the fact he has alopecia, and that was a cure for alopecia. But because of the waking up scene, we never get to see him with his alopecia head.
So you just think he's wearing an even worse wig than
Harry Corbett.
Harry Corbett.
This is moister than Harry's.
If I was a DVD, to know the alopecia reference in Jabberwocky, it's going to, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire could be your chance. The bag on Peter Cellier's head in Jabberwocky was a cure for athlete's foot, acne, aardvark, alopecia. Think carefully. Phone a film director.
There's a great moment when she kisses you here that I think I just laugh every time I see it. I hope the DVD.
She's lovely.
Well.
She could place on this sort of
Last, we can have the life we always wanted.
pseudo adoration.
Watch this kiss.
Yeah. Yes.
It's
yes,
just a
good moment.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh, and Max's great bundle of old clothes with a head stuck on top.
It's like the contents, all remaining contents of the wardrobe truck have been dumped on Max. Go on, walk in that if you can. And he's getting more and more sort of wonderfully sort of seedy and shabby as a king.
We offer you our heartfelt thanks.
Warren is so wonderful. He's like some nut, this brown acorn.
And I am very happy to fulfill my promise and to bestow upon you, what's his name?
It's Dennis. Dennis Cooper, your Roche. And that's his fiancée, my daughter.
You, Dennis, one half of my entire kingdom.
The faces are just fantastic.
The princess.
But I think, it's one of the things I really love about the film. It looks it really does look medieval. The people, everything in there is so extraordinary.
And everyone's
that
costume
woman
is
behind
different.
Max, there's that old woman. She's the one that gets hit in Time Bandits when people are coming forward with Robin Hood and being given gifts.
Yes.
She's the one that gets head bashed in.
So you do stand by your favourite actors, don't you?
But again, that wedding, we had no money, and all we did was we cut out a big shape for the rose window, and they just put colored perspex in there, and that was the wedding.
Yeah. So it could have been done even cheaper than £400,000. Yes, that was it.
And then I think... Oh, and Simon Ransley, who was the operator.
A lot of your other films. A bit of Munchausen in there. So the way that kit goes out.
There's a bit of Python in there.
And a bit of Disney and a bit of... That's all, folks.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh.
Well, there you go.
Not bad. Not good, but...
It's...
Shall we talk about the credits? Michael White presentation. Directed by,
I remember, at the time all this was happening, had been drawn in by Sandy Lieberson, who was a partner with David Putnam at the time.
Still in the business.
They were going to be doing a film called World War III and all that with Beatles. I'm talking and telling the real story about this thing. How else? Do you want to talk over it?
No, go on.
I wonder if this is in stereo, because they can probably hear you talking over me talking over the film.
Maybe hear me listening.
Okay. And so I was working for Sandy Lieberson trying to do a film called World War III, and they were going to be Beatles songs sung by contemporary rock stars at the time. It was going to be a mixture of animation, live action, and I was clearly not enjoying it. And Sandy one day said, what do you really want to do? Because I can see you're unhappy. And I said, I wanted to do a film called Jabberwocky based on Lewis Carroll's. And he said, And that was it. He went and called John Goldstone, who called Michael White, and the money was put together overnight, and we made this film. All on the back of the success of Holy Grail. And then all those people that made money on that one lost on this one. And maybe one day you'll go back into acting, Mike.
Yes.
We're all looking forward to that.
Backwards into the past. Wouldn't it be sad to do Jabberwocky again?
Oh, let's. Come on.
Yes, let's. Right. Jabberwocky 2.
No, I've watched it. I think we can fix all the bits that need fitting or fixing.
Despite all the dirt and the muck and all that, and perhaps because of that, I really enjoyed it. And thank you, Charles Dodgson, for the use of the poem. What was his real name? What was his real name?
What was his real name? His
real name
pseudonym is nom de plume.
Nom de plume.
Of course, he's Lewis Carroll.
Now we stop
And I
recording.
think that's the way the DVD should end.
Right, now Star Wars. Terry and Michael annoy you through Star Wars.
Yeah?
Cool one now.
Andre Jacques Monk, you funny person.